All right. So now we are back live. I have another phone interview, uh, another model. Some of you guys may know, some of you guys may uh, not know, but Miss Sick is how she goes on her Instagram. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Um, slept in a little bit, but kind of sad because I can't really enjoy the nice sunny day we're having out here right now. And yourself?
Right. I'm doing all right. Getting going a little stir crazy. Tired of, being locked indoors. It'd be nice to be able to do things, but other than that,
All right. Well, let's get it. Introduce yourself. So you go by Miss Sick on your Instagram. What do you go by normally? Is your name, or is that what you want everybody to know you by for right now for modeling?
so like with my Instagram, it's kind of hard right now because since I can't get out and having to do I just had to do an impromptu photo here at home,
Yes.
to get content and stuff like that. Normally I'd be out at the shows right now, getting content, meeting people, kind of getting growing it that way, and being stuck here, it's kind of making things a little bit harder.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think that's like I've been saying. It's really why I'm kind of doing these interviews now. Uh, it's something to keep moving, keep everybody interested, keep everybody um entertained somehow in the lowrider community. That's the best thing we can do right now. And I think the most interesting thing, a lot of people they want to know about the models or and so on, and so this is an opportunity of where I'm bringing in different models, to let people know about themselves, to promote their Instagram, to keep to keep all that stuff moving.
Yeah, I appreciate that because right now, since there's nothing going on, it's really hard. It's hard to end up keep interacting with people. I know some people are still trying to stay active on their social media accounts. Some people not so much, just because there's not a lot going on. Trying to get creative and find ways to still post things up there. I resorted to doing TikTok dances just to have stuff to kind of change it up a little bit um, outside of my pictures, just because there's not a lot going on. We got photographers, to do photo shoots,
Mhm.
so making things a little bit harder,
Yeah, I was introduced to you um, at Arizona.
right?
I was real busy. We didn't really get a chance to work together, so I haven't got no photos of you. And we were trying to work things out, hopefully for New Mexico, but now that's changed. And then, so where are you from? Where are you out of right now?
So right now I'm out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I'm born and raised in New Mexico, originally from here. Um, I did live overseas for a few years and then came back. But this is pretty much where I operate out of. This is where all my family's at, friends. I've got a pretty stable life here. Um, so this is where I do everything from, which, you know, is kind of a bad thing for me because there's not a lot that happens in New Mexico. Not a lot of people come to New Mexico. So for me, operating out of here, I have to travel a lot. I travel a lot,
Mhm.
because everything happens like in California or, Texas has some pretty big shows, but there's not, New Mexico has that one big show. And then we have some smaller things that go on, but nothing big. So really to get out there and to meet people and to kind of interact with people that are more involved, I have to travel. So from New Mexico, live and work here, but I definitely spend a lot of time in other places, when I'm not on lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I keep repeating myself on all these, but yeah, I mean, I had plans, and I've canceled several trips. And with all that being said, it's like, you know, um, it's uh, it's frustrating, because especially when you
right?
know that
Yeah,
being out in in public at these different events, creates an income, creates a following, and all these things, we look forward to throughout the year. I mean, this all just happened right when everything was about to get real good, and I was supposed to go to Dallas for the
right?
Torres Empire show. It basically canceled my flight right before the morning before I was supposed to go out and fly out there. And it was a big decision of whether I was just going to go because they were still doing stuff out there. But I decided I'm just going to stay back. But ultimately, that was a good decision. But yeah, it's
Yeah, same thing. I mean, we had a lot of trips planned for this summer. We should have been at the tourist show in Dallas in March, and I mean, New Mexico, like 2 days before that, decided to start locking everything down. So we decided it'd be in our best interest to just not travel, not take the chance. As much as I enjoy what I do, like it's not worth getting sick or having my family get sick or something like that. So we decided not to go to Dallas. And then it's like, man, as soon as that happened, everything else started shutting down. I had trips booked to San Diego, to LA.
right.
I was hoping to go to Chicago this year. And honestly, I don't know what, if any of that's going to end up happening. I know people are rescheduling, but it's like you reschedule and things get extended. So then we are rescheduling again. So like I had a ton of car shows booked, some big events booked in LA. I was trying to book photo shoots with photographers, while I would be out there, and all that basically just kind of been put on the back burner for now, and just kind of waiting to see. I mean, I know people are rescheduling shows. The bad thing is there's so many shows now to reschedule. I think we're going to start having some scheduling conflicts as far as where do we go. If there's multiple shows in one weekend, which one do we go to?
Yeah, and
Just trying to
that's
figure out.
exactly exactly the case where they rescheduled the New Mexico show for August 2nd, I believe, right? I think, well, the first
Yeah,
week in August, I have a commitment to another event, a low riding event. It's a special invite, so I can't. Now I can't even get out to New Mexico, and that was one of my big things. I missed it last year.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, same thing here. I mean, we had some things locked in, and now everybody's rescheduling, and it's like, man, I'm gonna have to sit here and figure out all the dates. Okay, what's going on this weekend, and figuring out, well, where do I end up going? Who did I already commit to? That I've got to try to make it out there. And so, like the Albuquerque show, I mean, I'm locked into the Albuquerque show. I'm supposed to be a promo model for the Albuquerque show. So, like everything else going on that weekend now, like I'm locked into that one. So that's where I'll be that weekend. And there's other events that I committed to, and so now I'm hoping to over that. And there's quite a few events, that I was really, really looking forward to, like Cabana Park Day in San Diego.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be a big one for me. So I was really heartbroken that that got canceled. And
Have you been to
it's
that
one of
before?
those things. And so that's kind of what started that emotion for me, and then it just kind of gained traction over the next couple of months. And so now, like, now I just have to see. I mean, I'm disappointed. I hadn't been, but I mean, there was a lot of build up to it. I've heard a lot about it. Started doing research, and this was supposed to be a big one for them, the 50th. So I mean, I think it would have been an amazing event, and unfortunately, circumstances beyond everybody's control. But yeah, I was disappointed that one, this affected that.
Yeah, I've been going to that event for a few years in a row. Last year it wasn't as good, but I only assumed because a lot of people were waiting for this year. But that
Right,
event is um it gets packed shoulder to shoulder with people. It's obvious it's a car show, and it's a cultural event, and people come from other countries, other states. It's a once a year thing, usually always on the same weekend. And yeah, I mean, it's a big disappointment. I know people I'm from up here, San Jose, California, and I have friends out here that made, plans to go to that event, and they were like, when they heard it was canceled, they're like, no way, no, I did this, that, and everything else. And so I can go, and we're all everybody's suffering right now, and especially in the lowrider community, it's just harder. But all these different shows, you really, yeah, you like you're saying, you really can't figure out what to look forward to. I have a show I was planning on going to in San Diego in June, so hopefully they haven't touched that one yet, but we're still waiting. Everything's up in the air right now. You can't even kind of get your hopes up for the next event that's out there because they
Yeah,
might change everything still.
no, you're right. I mean, at this point, yeah, events that are, in the summer, it's like, well, hopefully they happen. But man, we thought we were going to be out of lockdown here. We just got extended to April 30th. So it's like, who knows? April 30th will roll around and it could be like, all right, now it's me. And so it's kind of one of those things that, like, there was a lot of events I was looking forward to. I work with a couple different sponsors like Chola Loca,
Mhm.
Garcia Signature Hats. And I mean, they throw a lot of love to me. And these events are an opportunity for me, to promote them and work with them. And now without that, it's kind of like everybody's stuck indoors, and we're all just kind of waiting to see, like you said, is that event in June going to happen or not? You know,
Yeah,
play it by
exactly.
ear,
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. It's just waiting. We have ours. They said they're lifted at May 3rd, and I'm like, oh, if they do that at Cinco de Mayo weekend, it's gonna be off the hook. Everybody's gonna go cruising, whatever. But you can only say that because that's what you really want to happen. But at the end of the day, we
right?
won't know until it actually happens. And from there, what are
Right?
they gonna, what are they gonna want us to do? I think honestly, I think at a point they should lift it, but then just tell people remain using masks, remain being cautious, for right now, and you know, just keep move forward in life. But right now, you still got to be careful. So I mean, that's totally
Right?
understandable, but I think it's at the end of the day, it's a lot of people are being hurt by being stuck at home, and as much as regular, if we have like a regular 9 to 5, as they say, we still count on like our side hustle to do the things that we want to do, that we like, that we're interested in. And that's
No?
what's really hard right now because I don't get to do any of that. And some of this stuff
Yeah,
I do helps with
exactly.
the bills. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, now I'm really just gonna be penny pinching and stuff like that.
No, I mean, exactly. Like I feel fortunate. Like I have a normal 9 to 5. I mean, I've got my job, and I'm fortunate that we're considered essential. I'm still working. Like I'm grateful for that. I have money coming in. I know I realize that's not the case for everybody. And not being able to do my modeling on the side, like that's another stream of income for me, that I use kind of get ahead and get myself where I want to be eventually in life. And so right now that's down. So it's kind of like, well, it stinks. I mean, I realize I'm fortunate and, I'm not complaining. I'm grateful that I have, my regular 9 to 5 that I can count on. And right now there's no risk there for me. So, but you're
Yeah,
right. Like, as far as having that side hustle and being able to kind of do the things that you're used to doing and having that extra income and stuff that you're used to, that makes a difference. Like, and that, and that's one of the things that I spend a lot of time doing is my side stuff. I try to put time and energy into that so that hopefully, as the years kind of roll by, like I don't want to work forever. So hopefully
yeah,
my side hustles kind of play into that and help me out. And also let me support other funnel businesses, which is something that I'm real passionate about. I like to help people out and kind of, if I'm in a position to help them and get them to a better place as well, like I enjoy doing that and not being able to go to events and do some of that stuff right now is hurting me, but it's also hurting people I work with. And
oh yeah, the
so,
promoters definitely are. The promoters are up in the air. There's a lot of money. Everybody pre-registered and so on and so forth. And just like I do, weddings and quinceañeras and stuff like that. And I was actually gonna go to Vegas more than likely and do a wedding of somebody that I knew, and all that got canceled because they can't even do any weddings. I mean, you can't even do anything. It's a scary time right now. I mean, I know people that have had relatives pass away for whatever reason, not just from what's going on right now, but in general, and you can't even have a funeral with over 10 people in California.
I
It's
know it's yeah, same
it's
thing here.
scary.
So, how is it here? you can't even pay respect, can't even do things, the way that you would normally do it.
Mm.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how fast things change, from one day to the next. And like, I understand the restrictions and I understand everything that's in place, but man, the ripple effect that it's having for everything else in our lives that we are so not used to, it's just insane to see it. And I'm fortunate, like I'm a pretty positive person, so I can kind of maintain a positive outlook. But man, I feel there's people out there stuck at home alone, like that's terrible. Like
Yeah.
people ask, you interact with your followers on social media so much, and I'm like, yeah, because if they take the time out, to message or comment, as long as it's not inappropriate or something that's too out there, like I try to take the time back because I don't know how that life is. Like
Yeah, exactly. And that's the
if
thing.
I can make somebody's day better, why not?
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly that. That's what the social media is about. And that's a positive outlook on it. I mean, there's a lot of negatives to everything, but it's always about being positive. Got a couple people here making comments. Everything's going so good so far. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now. Um, and I see people. I have a live chat board on the YouTube channel while I'm doing this. And, once again, I'm bringing some enlightenment. We're all affected by all this stuff. And at the end of the day, it is the biggest point you said is try to be as positive as possible. We can look at all the negative, but the best thing to do is, right now it's like I'm trying to put together what can I do next? What's my next move? What can I do to keep people, you know, uh, um locked in and enjoying my content. And right now that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to get, everybody always wants to know about the models or stuff like that. So um that's all. We're all going to work together and keep networking and keep pushing because we're all trying to keep the lowrider lifestyle alive, period. And if this is one way that we can add to it, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. Gotta try to find some way, that keeps people entertained, keep them connected, and keep them in the loop of kind of what's going on. And that's one of the best ways to go about it right now. Social media is kind of a blessing right now because you can interact with people. You can still talk to people and you know at least have some kind of interaction, especially those people who are locked down by themselves or whatever. I mean, at least it's some kind of an outlet to to kind of get outside of the mundane day-to-day routine that we're all kind of in right now. I mean,
Exactly.
I know my routine right now is totally jacked up. I'm used to getting up in the morning, going to work, being busy all day and then coming home. But man, being home all day, I'm a mess right now. It's
uh,
got me all messed up.
yeah. The
My entire schedule's messed up.
Yeah, luckily I'm still going to work on Monday through Friday. I still have to go to work, and I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, what's going on? How bad is it going to be out there? I do what I got to do. I've been a little busy this week, so it's like maintain everything, come home, make sure everything's good here. I have, um,
Yeah.
I have my son, I have stepkids, and we got to make sure they're healthy. So, it's just one of those things. It's a lot of precautionary stuff and so on, but one of the things I was going to ask you. So, how long have you been modeling?
So I've actually only been modeling and not that long. So I've only been doing it for a little over a year.
Mhm.
Um, and I actually really only started kind of focusing on it and putting more time and effort into it probably about 7, 8 months ago.
Okay.
Um, before that, so on a professional side, like my 9 to 5
Mm.
and trying to kind of move up the ladder there.
Yes.
Um, and then so kind of fell into the modeling stuff. And kind of, I really honestly, I do it more for fun and to kind of let my entrepreneurial side out, like so that I can do stuff on the side. But it's still not like 100% a main focus for me. Like I don't look at it and think like, man, I'm going to be America's next top model. Like that's not the way that I approach it. I approach it as it's something I enjoy doing. I have fun when I do it,
Mhm.
but I also put a lot of time into the career that I built, going to school and stuff like that. And I put a lot of time and energy to get where I'm at. So that's kind of still my main focus. But I have started doing, more photo shoots, getting out there a little bit more. Trying to meet up with more photographers, bigger name photographers, people with different styles that I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to expand on it now, but I'm pretty new to it. I'm not even gonna lie, pretend, be like, I've been doing it for forever, because that's not true.
Oh,
I
well,
just
that's good.
started still learning the ropes. I mean, it's a lot harder than people think.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
people
it
aren't like,
is.
oh, I
It's
just stand
absolutely
there and
is.
take a picture.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not
like,
that easy. And being a
it's
photographer working with a new model, it's still not easy. And but the
yeah,
right photographer is going to give you the right information. And so since you're new, and I kind of been doing this for a while, one of the best things I can advise you is always make sure you work with a photographer that meets you halfway. And I mean that halfway in concept, I mean halfway in what you are looking for to do. If um My best advice for any new model is don't let a photographer tell you or dictate everything to you. That's not being creative, and that's not allowing you to expand. I always throw
yeah,
ideas out. And then a lot of times when I work with a model, I'm like, tell me what you want to accomplish. What are we accomplishing by these photos, or what are we accomplishing by this shoot? What do you want? And I know what I can see out of it as a photographer, but what I want is the model to be happy with the photos, period.
right,
Because
yeah, and
then
I
as a model, they'll promote, they're gonna put out the pictures, and that what that does is reflect on me as a photographer. Plain and simple.
right, and I mean, and that's kind of what I've learned. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Before I really started kind of putting time and effort into it, like I thought, like other people, like, oh, like how hard could it be? These girls just, whatever, look cute for picture. What I've learned, I'm like, man, you don't know how hard it is sometimes to hold something till the photographer gets the right shot. Like, it's not as easy as it is, and and some days you're not feeling it. Like some days it's not like it's like, man, I got to do this photo shoot, and I did not wake up today like super pet for that photo shoot, but I already committed. I got to do it, and so it's kind of like it's we're regular people too. Like
Yeah,
I have my bad days just like everybody else, and
exactly.
like that all comes into play too. It's like you wake up some days and you're like, man, I don't want to go to work today. Like I don't feel like going to work. You still go, you still do what you got to do and get it done. But it's the same thing with modeling. Like we're still people. We're people just like everybody else. We have bad days. We have bad angles.
Mm.
There's pictures out there of me, I'm sure, floating around where I'm like, man, they
Yeah,
did not
that's not your
get,
favorite side. That's not, it's like, yeah,
yeah, like,
you weren't
or you
ready.
weren't even ready. Yeah, you didn't know they were taking a picture. Like, I tell people, I'm like, man, I have pictures where I have double chin. Like, it happens. If you're not ready and you're not posed up right, like, you feel me? And
Yeah.
we don't always just woo.
Yeah, well, and
But
that's
yeah,
the hardest
yeah,
part. And then most of
great.
the pictures that come out at a show, it's always someone's cell phone, so they're just snapping away.
Yep,
So, and they're not at the right
yep,
angle, whatever it may be. So they're just taking pictures, bam, bam, bam. You look at it. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they're like, oh, that's horrible. It's like, I mean,
yeah.
in
Don't
general,
even do right. Be like, hey, can you take that down?
yeah, exactly. Like, hey, here, put this picture up of me. It's like you do this,
Like,
but
and that's it comes with the territory, and I've accepted that. Like I tell like I feel like I'm very approachable at shows. I tell my followers all the time, like if you see me, you can come up and talk to me. Like I'm a down to earth person. I don't think I'm God's gift to the world like at all. And so I'm probably my worst critic. And that's like tell people like if you see me, come and talk to me. Like if you want to they can tell me. Like I'm not gonna be like, nope. It's just, it comes with the territory.
yeah,
I like interacting with people. I like meeting new people. It's interesting, to me to see like where people travel from and,
mhm,
how they got involved with art shows
exactly.
or how they got involved doing with their gang. And so
Well,
I always like to meet new people. And
well, speaking of which, well, how did you get involved in modeling with lowriders?
so actually, my significant other, so my husband, has been taking pictures for quite a while.
Mhm.
And he's always been really into the cars and we've gone to shows. I mean, even before I modeled, we would go to shows and take pictures of the cars and and do his thing with them. So I've been around him,
Hmm.
just not for the modeling aspect. And so I kind of had to put my foot in my mouth because I said something one time when he was taking pictures, and it was like, "Put up or shut up." Either you do it or be quiet. Like I could do that. So that's how I started
Uh,
modeling with the cars. But I mean, we were already kind of going to the shows,
hmm.
and that's part of our culture. We've already been around that stuff, and seeing, I mean, even outside of the shows, just, people in the neighborhood and growing up that way. I mean, we've already been exposed to it, but that's kind of how I got into modeling with it as far as car shows go.
All
So,
right.
I mean, I do the car show modeling, but then I do my other models too, like the lingerie and things like that. So, car shows is kind of just a piece of it. Car shows I like though because I get to interact with people.
Yeah.
If I go to a photo shoot with a photographer, it's just me and the photographer, and whoever they take with them.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
I go to a car show, there's hundreds of people for me to meet and interact with, and and I enjoy that part of it. Like I like meeting people and talking to people, and I like to see how they got involved with the cars or how they got their car. How did they did you build it? Did family? How was it? And kind of having that background story to it.
Yeah. Exactly. And no, I was gonna ask you. Oh, yeah, because so I only went to the New Mexico show once, and it's pretty quiet out there. 'Cause I went out there, and I was like, I had got out there, and I just remember it being like really quiet, really hard to find anything where I was at. But like, I was staying close to the where they have the show at, and I was like, and a lot of people, I do know a lot of people. They say it's really quiet out there. It's not that exciting, and then some people, they love it because of that exact reason. Um, So it's one of those things where do you guys have is there that many cruises usually during the year, or they have like a meetup spot out there where they hang out, just on an average weekend? Do they do anything like that, or do the cops give everybody a problem?
Yeah, so out here, so we have the one big show, obviously, and then there's a couple of smaller like shows and some meetups throughout the summer, like as the weather kind of starts to get nicer. And then we have a street here, a main street here called Central. It's
Mhm.
downtown,
Okay.
so people will cruise Central, um, the old Route 66 on Sunday evening. So like in the summer, when the sun stays out a little bit later and it's warmer, um, they'll cruise up and down that street, and there's a Firestone down there, tire shop that people will park at and meet up. And I mean, it's open to everybody, so they'll post it up. They'll say like, "Oh, cruise this Sunday," and people show up. Photographers come out, and people I mean, just even regular people will park their cars, and just kind of sit out and watch the Lowriders cruise up and down the street. They'll bring their kids out, and so we do have that stuff. I mean, it's probably not as big as it is, like in California or some of the other places where there's
Yeah.
more people. But I mean, for us here, like it's still something to do, and people do look forward to it. So I mean, maybe not as large of a scale as other places, but it still happens.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. In the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't have to be a large scale. It just has to be, people want to be around cars and the community and stuff like that. Cruising or the spot to kick it. That's always the best. I think that's the funnest, more than anything, more than shows. Sometimes I always tell people it's good because I like to see the cruising because I like the action. There's one thing to see the cars and they're all set up and show ready, but it's another thing to actually see them. Hit switches, cruising, hear the exhaust, you know, music, all that stuff like that is I think it's way more fun. And I grew up in San Jose, and when I grew up, I got my license when I was like 16 or whatever. There was a lot of cruising. Like it was major cruising. People came from all over the place. So that genre was always appealing to me over the shows. I didn't even start going to car shows until I was older, until cruising
Yeah.
stopped basically. But, you know, but yeah, that's the whole thing. So, well, hopefully, once a lot of these things clear up and everybody's able to move and travel and and hold events, that somewhere we'll have to link up and make time and do some shoots.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, we need to try to get a shoot in, and I'm hoping by the summer, hopefully by the summer, this stuff kind of clears up a little bit, and we're able to start interacting with one another once again and getting out a little bit more. And you know, it would be nice. Be nice if it happens. I had a big
Absolutely.
vacation plan for this year, so I'm disappointed because right now that's not happening.
Yeah, I know.
So
It's
it's kind of like, man,
yeah, it is. It has been yeah, a big disappointment right now. But at the end of the day, we just be patient, be happy that we're in good health, and and hope that this all somehow works out, and we're all more grateful people because of it. That's how I see it.
yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I mean, that I'm grateful so far we're all healthy, so I'm grateful for that. And if I have to be second doors right now for it, I mean, I guess I'd rather it be that way. Understanding that eventually at some point things will get back to normal. It may take a little while, but eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm gonna thank you for calling in. Thank you for your time out of your day to talk with me, to talk on my live here, the Pinches Lowriders YouTube. Um, hopefully, thank you for everybody that's here listening, that's tuned in, and the people that will be listening eventually. Thanks once again for supporting, following. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see what's more. Also, her link to her Instagram is under the info section on YouTube. So if you're watching it through another social media, click on the YouTube. You can find her Instagram link underneath this video. Do you have any other websites or anything you want to promote before we go?
Yeah, so you guys can follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under Music, MIDCSIK. And
Hmm.
then, of course, I do most of my activities on my Instagram. You can follow me there too. That's Music, MIDC_SIK. So if you guys want to follow me, give me a follow. Those are the only two I'm on. I do, like I said, most of my activity on Instagram. Um, And then, of course, I have the Facebook too because I started getting a lot of requests from people, about Facebook. So a lot of people are like, I have Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram, that's it. That's where you'll find me.
All right. Well, then I'll have to follow you on Instagram. I mean, excuse me, on
Oh, and
Facebook.
TikTok
No,
now.
on Facebook. I
Actually,
mean, but yeah, no, I'm no,
you're
I
not on
got your
Facebook, though.
yeah. I don't have you on Facebook. That's what I meant. But
Yeah, I have my Facebook, my Instagram, and now I forgot TikTok. I just
okay,
joined
TikTok.
TikTok too. So
Okay.
you want to see me be, my wonderful silly sauce, you can follow me on TikTok. It's under Ms. Six as well. So
All right. Yeah, I haven't ventured into TikTok yet. And that's probably not my thing. I got enough
you haven't
social
got
media as it is right now. So
you haven't gotten that bored yet.
no, no,
I
definitely
got
not.
I got I started getting bored. I had
No.
to find something new to do. So I figured I'll put my dancing skills to the test.
Oh wow. There you go. So, and I'm sure if they get to your Instagram, they can find a way to link to all your other sites too, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see all my other stuff too. And then as things start getting better, I always post on my social media sites, like whatever events I'm going to be going to, I post them up. So,
All
as
right.
things start getting better and we start, some of these events start happening, I'll post them up on there so people will know where to find me.
All right. Well, sounds like a plan. Well, all right. Once again, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you calling in and giving me your time today. I definitely will be promoting the video, and I'll be tagging you in some stuff on Instagram when I start doing that. And once again, thank you.
All right. Thank you for having me. I
Let's go
appreciate
follow
it. I
her.
appreciate the
Instagram.
opportunity.
All right. You have a good day. Stay busy.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. All right. And once again, before I let you guys go, I'm running an Instagram promotion right now. You can win a t-shirt, a hat, and a coffee mug. The winner only giving away one. Okay. But the winner, that's what they get. A hat, a shirt, and a mug. They'll be, and if you're on there, tag your friends in the post for the second place winner gets a shirt. All right. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys later. I also have another interview scheduled for 3 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. And yes, I did a couple back to back interviews because I'm trying to get as many in as possible when I can fit them in. So I will be staying set up, you know, and I may be back on here later. So I'll let you know. All right. And if you don't want to enter the contest, go to the website, www.lowrider.com. You can go through my information to get my email. You want to enter, just shoot me an email. I'll enter you in the contest. Also, if you want to just buy a shirt or a hat, see what I got, go on to the online store on the website. It's there. Also, all photos are available for print for poster size if there's anything you like there on my website. And or if you're bored, just look at the pictures on my website. There's tons of pictures. You don't need social media to go looking through all my photos and stuff that are on the website. And if you do want like them and you do have, you know, share them, screenshot or download, whatever it may be. Some stuff you can't download, some stuff you can. So there's plenty of things to do and look up on my website. Also, there's an affiliate link on my website for FB County Clothing. The ones that came out with the Charlie Brown style shirts, they have their own line of pants, t-shirts and stuff like that. If you click on that link, if you're looking for some of those Charlie Brown style, old school Cascade style stuff, click on that link on my website. That's an affiliate link. And when you guys purchase anything through that link, I get some money. So that's just straight up. And, you support me. So I appreciate it. All right, you guys have a great day. And yeah, I'll be trying to find some other stuff to put up. I've been looking through some of my old stuff. I got to edit some old video and of other things, get some more content going. So, and I'll keep you posted on any information I have on some of these shows. So, all right, you guys have a good one. I'm out for now. Bye.